In Japan, residents first heard a massive explosion, and when they looked outside, they saw a powerful alien creature creating a shockwave before it launched a second attack, demolishing houses and causing severe destruction, prompting the government to recognize an extreme threat. As a reporter broadcasts live to warn about the monster, a mysterious man leaves his home to fight it, after which a crying girl is shown being saved at the last moment by the powerful alien who, when asked his identity, claims he's just a hobby hero with no backstory, while Saitama discovers that Vaccine Man boosted his own strength, warned Saitama he had no chance, but Saitama, unshaken, defeated him with a single punch, leaving him stunned that the battle ended so fast and frantically. 3 years prior, Saitama encountered a crab-like man who asked why he didn't flee. The man explained his transformation came from eating expired Krabby Patties, to which Saitama bluntly responded that, being unemployed and just rejected from a job interview, he simply Mr. Krabs favored him for his lifeless eyes, which matched his own, and admitted he wanted a boy with a large chin, planning to tear his arms off later. Saitama, stunned by the chin's size, asked if he'd provoked a giant crab, a monster he'd heard of, then drew on him with a marker, unsure whether to warn the boy, but before he could decide, Mr. Krabs struck, prompting Saitama to block the attack, urged the boy to run, only for the boy to run, Saitama asked a furious Mr. Krabs why he'd kill a little boy over a harmless prank, and Mr. Krabs admitted he enjoyed hurting innocents and felt his pride wounded by the boy's trick. Offended, Saitama laughed at how much Mr. Krabs resembled an anime villain he'd seen, prompting an attack that made Saitama want to kill the big-chinned brat. But then he recalled his childhood dream of becoming a strong hero and challenged Mr. Krabs to a fight. Enraged, Mr. Krabs pounded Saitama with his crab arms, vowing to end his life until Saitama played an Uno reverse card and won. After that, Saitama trained relentlessly until he went bald, growing so powerful that no one could defeat him, though he suddenly felt an unexplained emptiness in his heart just as a giant man stomped into the grocery store, leaving a massive footprint, and an evil scientist appeared, having turned his little brother into a towering monster. His little brother aimed to become the world's strongest, so he trained daily while his big brother, a scientist, developed the ultimate steroid, Biceps King, and gave it to him, turning him into a giant biceps monster. Together, they then plotted world conquest, and as the scientist watched, his little brother began demolishing towns, prompting warnings about the rampaging creature. After City D's residents fled, the scientist abruptly told his little brother he was the strongest man alive, only to spot a man perched on his brother's shoulder, order an attack, and watch as the steroid-enhanced man struck the wrong target, flew into a rage, and hurled Saitama into the ground like a discarded toy. After the attack, he simply waited for his enemy to finish the barrage. Then, once the steroid-enhanced man felt hollow and Saitama sensed his pain, he struck his opponent in the face, realizing that overwhelming strength made victory dull before leaving to pick up dinner groceries at a convenience store on his way home. He noticed the world's evils weren't fading away. Though it didn't sadden him, something still troubled him. After gaining power, he had lost his emotions and faced daily boredom, until a car monster insulted him and he defeated it with one punch, only to feel disappointed again upon returning home unharmed, longing for an opponent he could fight with everything. The next morning, a powerful monster attacked, leaving his apartment in ruins, and his enemies claimed to be the true Earthlings plotting to seize the surface world, while many of his friends suddenly appeared and threatened Saitama, boasting they had already wiped out 70 surface dwellers, finally giving him powerful foes he eagerly wanted to fight. So he taunted the subterraneans, crushed the first monster with a single punch, and eagerly awaited the rest of the battle. After being attacked, he eagerly fought back with full force, and when they later surrounded Saitama, he struck them with all his strength, following a long battle that began when an enemy's The people of Earth assumed the threat had ended and were stunned when such a powerful man abruptly appeared. But Saitama, who claimed he was just a hero for fun and that the planet's surface was under his protection, dodged every attack they launched in disbelief. In that moment, He felt his pulse race like his first battle, his long-lost emotions surging back, just as the final boss arrived in fury, prompting Saitama to charge at the mighty Earthling King, only to jolt awake at the sound of disturbances outside. They named themselves the Subterranean, but fled right after facing the Subterranean King, leaving Saitama expecting a fierce fight, only for them to quit instantly. Days later, he still lived his dull routine in his apartment, watching TV when he heard about a mosquito outbreak in his city. He went outside to water his plants and missed the news about a deadly mosquito swarm. So when one landed on his hand, he smashed it, but the insect survived, forcing him to use all his strength to try to kill it. While elsewhere in City Z, authorities had already warned citizens about the threat-level demon swarm, though a distracted cyborg chasing a thief ignored the alerts until the mosquitoes suddenly attacked, drained all his blood, and left him confused. The Mosquito Queen, unhappy with the little blood she had collected, suddenly faced Genos, who attacked her with fire after realizing her plan. She had ordered all mosquitoes to drain every human's blood and then target him, but when she commanded them to strike, he incinerated her entire swarm, leaving her stunned at the loss. Saitama thought he had caught the mosquito but missed, and then we saw Genos begin his next strike on the Mosquito Queen, who endured his attacks, so he powered up, boosted his strength, and unleashed a fierce fire blast at her. She dodged his attack, tore off one of his arms, and looked down at Genos, only for him to rip off her legs in an instant. Though she tried to escape, Genos refused to let her and struck again, making her realize just as Genos, now fully powered up to destroy her, had ordered her mosquito swarm to drain every animal's blood after Genos. Saitama suddenly showed up, spotted the cloud of mosquitoes, and tried killing one with insect spray, but when Genos warned him to flee, he failed to escape in time as the Mosquito Queen readied her next strike. Genos relied on his cyborg abilities to effortlessly incinerate every mosquito, confident he had won, only for the entire city to be destroyed by his attack. Then Saitama thanked him for the rescue, leaving Genos stunned that Saitama had survived, while the Mosquito Queen mocked him, still alive and now evolved into a supercell mosquito that after barely dodging her attack but suffering severe injuries, Genos noticed his enemy had grown stronger from consuming massive amounts of blood, so he chose to sacrifice himself by triggering his self-destruct, only for Saitama to arrive at the last second and casually slap her away the next day when Genos visited his new master afterward. Saitama assumed it was a joke and said he didn't want an apprentice, then asked about his cyborg body, making Genos think Saitama was also a cyborg and question his skin-like head armor, which offended Saitama until Genos quickly apologized for his rudeness. Saitama was told that his family had died in an accident caused by a rogue cyborg, which he barely survived, so he became a cyborg himself to hunt down and destroy it. But just hours into the story, he grew annoyed and cut Genos off mid-explanation. After learning his prototype monster had been destroyed, another evil scientist decided to study Saitama as his new experiment and ordered his assistant to lure him in. Then, when Genos asked Saitama to teach him how to become that strong, Saitama replied that Genos would surpass him, but first, he warned, Genos had to be ready for the harsh truth behind his power. Saitama defeated the enemy with a single punch. Then more foes appeared outside. Genos leaped out the window, only to find Saitama had already beaten them, though he was suddenly attacked, but claimed he was unharmed until a cyborg arrived, making Genos suspect he was the one who destroyed his family, so he attacked while questioning him, while Saitama was cornered by two powerful monsters intent on beating him, leaving Genos torn between aiding his master and concentrating on his own battle, so he used his abilities. The cyborg warned that while his fire attacks harmed only the enemy and came from the House of Evolution, Saitama, bored and declaring the ground perfect for a nap, was mocked by the Beast King, who called him stupid, provoking Saitama's response. The Beast King, noticing his dirty suit and furious at being called weak, attacked Saitama to prove his strength, first killing his own teammates before transforming into a high-ranking monster to boost his power. Yet Saitama effortlessly dodged every attack without fear, and then Saitama also attacked and defeated Beast King, one of the enemy's strongest fighters, with just his normal punches, while another teammate tried to escape, only for Saitama to find him before Genos appeared and interrogated the cyborg gorilla, who admitted Genos wouldn't stand a chance against their team's second strong. We learned that King Beast was defeated and later apologized for his rudeness, after which we discovered a scientist from long ago, a genius who made many contributions to human knowledge but grew disillusioned with the world where none of his achievements were valued. After gaining even minimal backing from scientists, he had a plan to evolve humanity, but it was rejected as too dangerous, so the genius, past 70, chose to chase his dream. After years of work finally paid off when the genius cloned himself and named his lab House of Evolution, Saitama abruptly interrupted, asking what any of this had to do with him, then threatened the cyborg gorilla, who quickly apologized before explaining that his boss was obsessed with studying Saitama's body but wasn't into men, while Genos clarified that the scientist was a dangerous oddball who needed to be eliminated, a plan Saitama immediately accepted. He said they needed to hurry, because a sale for the new PlayStation started the next day before Genos left, so he asked the cyborg gorilla if there were more cyborgs in the House of Evolution, to which the gorilla replied he was the only combat cyborg while the clones were stunned that Saitama and Genos had defeated their elite force, and even more alarmed to learn they were now heading to destroy the lab, though terrified when Genius ordered them to ready Carnage Kabuto's release. Their leader insisted they had no alternative, just as Saitama and Genos were seen sprinting toward the villain's hideout. Saitama admitted humans aren't born able to fly, and after they reached the House of Evolution, Genos instantly engaged his cyborg functions to demolish the entire building, explaining later that he saw it as the fastest way to wipe them out all at once. Before they discovered, the clone battled the monster but lost, and shortly after, the monster Kabuto killed him, until a genius entered the room, greeted his creation, and revealed that Kabuto, a bully, had been locked up his entire life due to his unstable mind, which only enraged Kabuto further, as he declared himself the ultimate creature everyone had sought, prompting the scientist to strike. After seeing Saitama, Kabuto abruptly emerged from nowhere in the hideout, crushed Genos with his monstrous strength, and left Saitama stunned as Genos was hurled into the walls. Then Kabuto challenged him to a duel in the facility's largest room, only to underestimate his opponent when Genos suddenly struck back. Genos suddenly appeared and stunned Kabuto by surviving, then assaulted him with intense fire blasts to prove the power Kabuto had dismissed, even enduring Genos' machine gun strike. But when Saitama warned his apprentice not to overdo it, Genos ignored him, expended his last energy, and saw his attack rebound. Enraged, Saitama fumed over Genos ruining Genos' perfect haircut, while the badly wounded Kabuto, recalling his lifelong disdain for humans' weakness since the age of 15, tried to flee. He began his plan to evolve humanity but hadn't prepared for a bald man in a Nova Men suit to interfere, yet he was certain his strongest creation could defeat the so-called hobby hero Saitama, so he charged at Kabuto, demanding if he was the ultimate weapon of the House of Evolution, only for Kabuto to scoff, showcase his blinding speed, then suddenly sense a terrifying aura that made his instinct scream to flee, leaving him stunned as every survival impulse warned him not to attack, forcing him to ask Saitama how. After asking his question and telling Genos to listen closely, he realized the scientist, also a genius, was behind him, while Genos worried it was too risky to reveal Saitama's secret. Yet Saitama disclosed it himself, explaining his immense power came from years of training, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10. At first, he ran kilometers daily and ate like a bodybuilder, thinking he might die from the intense training, but he never quit. After a year, he went bald yet gained superhuman strength and surpassed his old limits, leaving others stunned. When Genos shouted that Saitama must be joking, Saitama replied he'd only done basic strength training and never invited Genos just to hear jokes, though he knew that. Genos may not have believed him, but he was telling the truth. Suddenly, Kabuto grew furious, called Saitama a liar, and powered up, transforming into a deadly monster in his final form, then plotted to kill Saitama with his overwhelming strength and readied himself. Saitama, lost in thought, took the full punch to his face and was sent flying across the room, ignoring the fact that Kabuto had tossed him aside like a toy. Only then did he realize he'd made a terrible mistake when Kabuto vowed to rampage for an entire. Genius believed he couldn't stop Kabuto's rampage after weeks of destruction and saw no way to win, until Saitama realized Kabuto would ruin his supermarket bargain day, so he defeated him with a single punch. Afterward, when Genos asked why Genius had panicked so much, he admitted it was because he'd been eagerly waiting for today's discounts, though Genos tried to. In the days after he claimed they could still make it on time, we see a man complaining that the rich grow richer while the poor suffer under society. Hammerhead, who wanted to change society and win supporters through a speech to build a utopia, failed when no one listened, grew angry, and later stood with his followers outside a wealthy investor's building where his jealousy led him to command his subject. The rich investor's building was demolished and instantly collapsed, forcing everyone nearby to flee the villains until one of Hammerhead's crew admitted they'd destroyed the wrong one. Then, Moomin Rider appeared, helping a little boy retrieve his balloon from a tree, leaving the boy grateful, while Saitama woke from a nightmare where someone had challenged him to rock, paper, scissors, only to realize it was just a dream. While brushing his teeth, Saitama ignored reports about Hammerhead, a B-class criminal who had demolished buildings in City F, only to later discover that Hammerhead's entire gang had copied his bald look, which infuriated him enough to vow to crush them all into the ground. Just as Hammerhead and his group began causing chaos in City F, Ryder seemed to challenge Hammerhead but had no chance, and lost the fight. Meanwhile, investor Zeniru was warned about the terrorist but refused to flee until his bodyguard suddenly arrived, and Zeniru was relieved when Sonic appeared, saying he would handle the threat and they had nothing to fear, declaring he would knock them out and break every bone. Then Hammerhead and his group were shown advancing towards Zeniru's building to destroy it before Speedasonic arrived, vowing none of his enemies would escape alive. So when Hammerhead ordered his followers to attack, Sonic, wielding Trafalgar, Lowe's Devil Fruit, cleanly severed their heads, defeating them all instantly. Everyone was confused because Sonic moved far too fast, frightening Hammerhead, who tried shielding himself with his battlesuit's power, only for Sonic to glance down at him before a massive rock struck. Meanwhile, Saitama was mistaken for a criminal, and when Sonic reappeared, he was surprised his opponent neither fled nor landed a single hit despite dodging all of him. Hammerhead taunted and attacked him before declaring Sonic had fallen into his trap, but Sonic, confident in his victory, charged forward, accelerating as he closed in, prompting Hammerhead to assume he'd crushed him, only for Sonic to strike and defeat him from behind. He told his client his work was finished, then noticed Hammerhead's body had vanished and escaped, his unusually thick skull protecting him. Meanwhile, Saitama had been searching for him, and Genos, repaired by Dr. Kusano, shared details of his new master who had saved him, expressing gratitude for Saitama rescuing him twice, which also pleased Dr. Kusano. Genos had just made a good friend when Dr. Kusino told him he'd finished building a new set of augmentation. Saitama thought he could easily outmatch Hammerhead and considered joining his group until Hammerhead suddenly attacked, only to fail when his punch had no effect. Enraged by Saitama's insult about his lame battlesuit, Hammerhead powered up for a full horse strike, but Saitama, recalling a childhood move, effortlessly blocked it, recognized their similarities, then wrecked the suit before sparing Hammerhead on the condition he abandoned his evil ways, after which Saitama continued on his journey. Sonic suddenly appeared searching for Hammerhead and attacked Saitama, who easily dodged every strike, then realized Sonic had mistaken him for one of Hammerhead's followers and tried to explain, but Sonic refused to believe him, insisting his bald head proved otherwise, before revealing he was a ninja who had trained since childhood, his pride wounded when Saitama effortlessly evaded his attacks twice. Though Saitama simply wanted to test his own moves, Sonic then demonstrated his speed, only for Saitama to remain unimpressed and bored, asking if he could just leave. But Sonic, frustrated that Saitama couldn't, after accidentally hitting his own groin and apologizing, Sonic suffered intense pain shortly afterward, then discovered his opponent's name and vowed to kill him next time. But Saitama dismissed the threat and simply wished him luck that evening before recounting the story to Genos, who also didn't recognize Sonic, prompting Saitama's frustration when he realized no one knew him as a hero, leaving Genos stunned. Since Genos had beaten countless monsters yet remained unknown, just like Saitama, who wanted to be a famous hero, he recalled how another hero in his group had taken credit for defeating Hammerhead, which gave him an idea. He told Saitama about the Hero Association, leading to Saitama joining. Later, as Saitama fills out Hero Association registration forms while watching the news, knowing one misstep could cost him his life like Hammerhead, we see him planning to sign up with his cyborg friend Genos, just after two other cyborgs fail to kill Hammerhead, who survives only because of his thick skull. The Hero Association confirmed Moomin Rider would stay the top Class C hero before addressing the official hero test, where they noted declining applicant quality each year and decided to assess candidates more strictly, leading many to train intensely, though the other applicants dismissed Saitama before the first fitness test began. Saitama started with side jumps, then sprinted and lifted weights, nearly demolishing the entire building with his immense strength before achieving top scores in every event. Later, as he waited for the results, his friend Genos arrived, asked how it went, and Saitama replied that both tests, including the written one, were easy. The test was so simple that anyone could score perfectly, and just an hour later, they received the results. Genos was officially certified as an S-Class hero, so Saitama assumed he was one too. Then Genos congratulated him before asking his master about an interview since he'd been questioned. The association asked if he had demolished the whole building, but they were relieved to find he had eliminated the criminals, while Genos was officially promoted to S-Class hero. Meanwhile, Saitama learned he was only a C-Class hero, and though Genos mistakenly thought the upper half of the sea was the sky and planned to correct the error, Saitama insisted it would only make things more awkward. Just as a man arrived to announce Genos' the handsome hero gazed at his own photo, already dreaming of meeting him one day. Later, in the lecture hall, a class hero Snake sneered at Saitama and Genos, scolding them to take their hero role seriously, then flew into a rage when Saitama ignored him, even attempting to intimidate him with a strange TikTok dance, while Saitama struggled with gum stuck to his face, and Genos asked if he was okay. That evening, as they headed home, Genos briefed his uninterested master on the Hero Association, eagerly adding that he was now officially registered to work alongside Saitama as a hero. His disciple and Saitama saw that Genos would cause him major problems later, while the Snake grumbled about the two newcomers. Though Snake dismissed them as amateur weaklings, a government official insisted the two were actually strong, then revealed that Saitama had barely passed the written exam but nearly demolished the entire building during the physical test. So when Snake, refusing to believe a stupid guy like Saitama could surpass him, confronted and attacked him with an odd technique, Saitama had just realized how impressive Genos was for rank. A few days later, their attack failed while they were on a mountain, and Genos told him they were both ranked last, adding that after more heroic deeds, they'd earn hero names, though Saitama only hoped his wouldn't be something stupid like Caped Baldy. Genos then thanked him for agreeing to his unreasonable request, since Saitama wanted to help him grow stronger and was willing to train with him, as Genos confessed to his master. Genos struck first with a kick that Saitama dodged, then unleashed even stronger attacks. But Saitama suddenly leapt into the sky, only to be blasted down by a laser that shattered part of the mountain, though he remained unharmed. When Genos sped up to chase him, Saitama matched his pace and vanished before Genos could land a hit, forcing Genos to track him down as he retreated, only for Saitama to reappear behind him after Genos fired all his cannons. Genos then declared he wanted to fight Saitama with everything, no restraints, knowing Saitama's power had no limits and could obliterate him in a single strike. So Saitama demonstrated his true strength, letting Genos sense the lethal intent behind his punch before stopping it just short of hitting him, leaving Genos stunned as he realized Saitama was a monster who had effortlessly destroyed the mountain behind him. Meanwhile, Hiro Amai, now masked, had discovered Genos' location and left, just as Saitama finished dinner and challenged Genos to a noodle-eating duel. Moments later, the stunned restaurant owner watched Genos devour an entire bucket of udon, before the masked Amai entered, spoke to Genos, and prompted Saitama to warn his friend that the newcomer might be another rookie-crushing threat. Saitama asked him why he wanted to talk, expressing concern for Genos and questioning if he was okay. Minutes later, Genos returned to the noodle shop, and Saitama assumed he had defeated Amai Mask. But Genos clarified he had only greeted him as a fan and even shook his hand, leaving Saitama surprised that S-Class and C-Class heroes would while Genos reflected on Amai Mask's declaration that a professional hero must always embody a perfect symbol of justice, Genos assumed Amai Mask was provoking a fight, only for Amai Mask to halt him, offer future guidance as a fellow hero, and express high expectations before parting ways, leaving Saitama unsettled by the exchange as Amai Mask was later shown observing them. Genos later showed up at Saitama's apartment and asked to move in, but though Saitama refused at first, a large sum of money eventually convinced him. A few days after moving in, Genos was writing something while Saitama, knowing his student was far smarter, wondered what he could even teach him. Then Genos suddenly warned that heroes must stay active or lose their registry status. Saitama replied he watched the news daily and saw no disasters, only for Genos to clarify that reporters Saitama tried to sound clever but had no idea how to assist, while Genos, after suddenly growing stronger and spotting a magazine, suggested he aim for the top 10 heroes, then spent the day racing across the unusually quiet city searching for criminals, but failed to find any. The next day, Saitama headed home feeling uneasy because the city was too quiet, when Sonic suddenly attacked him again. Though Saitama recognized the man, he couldn't recall his name and dismissed him, saying he had no time to fight. Offended, Sonic struck with his sword, only for Saitama to destroy it, then warn he was busy, leaving Sonic intimidated by his aura before a report. Saitama assumed Sonic would be mistaken for a criminal in the city, but he was wrong. Sonic tried to resolve the confusion only for Tank Top Tiger to claim he'd never heard of him as a hero, then warned Saitama not to threaten people. Just as Saitama was trying to impress the townspeople, Sonic suddenly ambushed him, sending the crowd fleeing in fear, then challenged whether he'd run like a hero or stay and fight, so he struck with shurikens, but Saitama dodged every attack, warned him to stop, and at the last second rescued a nearby child. Angry, he claimed he was too busy for Sonic's foolish games, then realized Sonic was evil and knocked him out. The next day, the Hero Association discovered Sonic had carried out multiple assassinations, and when S-Class hero Tornado arrived at their office, she learned about the City Z investigation and grew upset, though they soothed her, and she warned they'd regret refusing her help. Days later, at Hero Association HQ, they received word that Watchdog Man had inspected City Q, a notorious hot zone with more deaths and monsters than anywhere else, sparking their discussion. While other cities faced no issues, they warned that powerful monsters sometimes emerged at catastrophic levels, though these were quickly defeated, before a man raised concerns about City Z due to its high disaster risk, only for a council member to reveal that two A-class heroes, Golden Ball and Spring Mustachio, had already been dispatched. The pair arrived, surveyed the city, and headed toward a deserted area. Golden Ball asked his colleague why the monster raids in that area were so frequent this spring, but Mustachio knew nothing, until Jenna spotted two men entering his neighborhood, sensed they were chasing something, and then cleaned the toilet. Later, the two heroes encountered a seaweed monster that had heard rumors of a powerful monster in the ghost town, and though they planned to attack it, Golden Ball's rocket shot was suddenly deflected. Golden Ball, Spring Mustachio worried about his friend after the seaweed monster attacked him, but he was also struck before dodging the creature's next attack and performing a magic trick. He then fought it with his sword skills, blocking every strike before preparing a piercing counterattack. But the monster, fearing being turned into sushi, leaped away, leaving him impressed by its evasion and realizing he needed backup, so he contacted the Heroes Association for aid. While the seaweed monster claimed to be from another town and mentioned hearing about a monster in the ghost town, a distress call had already gone out to the Hero Association consulting team, who found that two A-class heroes were in danger and quickly dispatched nearby heroes as backup. Meanwhile, Spring Mustachio collapsed from exhaustion, and shortly after, the seaweed monster spotted Saitama, who was just. Genos later recalled forgetting to buy seaweed, then discovered Saitama had already gotten some cheaply, and after pointing out its benefits for hair growth, he accidentally upset Saitama just before the Hero Association issued their report. After two seriously injured, A-class heroes were hospitalized, and the monster was later defeated by an unknown figure, reportedly an S-class heroin tornado. Upon learning of the incident, scolded the man who had earlier rejected her request to investigate the ghost town. Meanwhile, a team of heroes examined the wreckage, puzzled over which monster caused such destruction, and discovered seaweed at the scene, while rumors of a powerful monster in Ghost Town spread days later before Genos informed his master about his rank. After climbing from last place to 42nd, Saitama discovered Genos remained dead last in rank, yet somehow held the 6th spot in popularity, earning the nickname Cyborg Prince, which left Saitama jealous. Then, weeks later, a moon-sized meteorite hurtled toward Earth, terrifying scientists who confirmed its collision course. The Hero Association summoned all S-class heroes to a meeting just before an object was set to strike Earth, starting with City Z, so Saitama asked Genos to pick up Logan Paul's prime drink on their way home. Upon arriving at the Hero Building, Genos was welcomed by Bang, also known as Silver Fang, the third-ranked S-class hero. Silver Fang told Genos that every Class S hero had been summoned due to a threat-level dragon crisis. A meteorite would strike Earth in 30 minutes, destroying City Z with almost no time to evacuate. When Genos asked what they should do, Bang replied he had to defend his dojo, while panicked residents failed to escape in time, leaving Genos knowing death was inevitable but still fighting to save as many as possible. After stealing the Iron Man suit from the Avengers and suddenly boosting his power, the cyborg appeared, later identified as Metal Knight, an S-class hero who also intended to destroy the meteorite. When Genos asked for his help, Metal Knight refused, admitting he was only there to test his new superweapon, then revealed he wasn't actually present, but controlling the drone via an Xbox controller. Knight launched his attack, firing missiles at the meteorite, which struck it with impressive destructive power that amazed Genos. Yet Metal Knight's assault failed, and the meteorite kept hurtling toward Earth, leaving Genos nervous as he calculated the impact time, knowing that if his own attack failed, every resident would die, until Bang suddenly appeared. Though still young and believing in his own strength, Genos mustered his courage, embedded his Iron Man core into his arm to gather maximum energy, and fired at the meteorite with everything he had. But the impact failed, his attack doing nothing to push it back, and as his energy drained, despair set in until his master arrived, declaring himself a hero eager to save the world, only for Saitama to leap skyward, wind up his usual punch, and shatter the meteorite with a single strike. As the meteorite and fist exploded into countless fragments and the shockwave rattled the city, Silver Fang stared in awe at Saitama's overwhelming power, while behind him, unnoticed by Saitama, who believed he had saved everyone, buildings crumbled. Only 3 days later did reports confirm that City Z had not been entirely destroyed. Genos blamed himself for failing since only Saitama had acted, but when Saitama insisted he'd done nothing wrong and should be relieved, no one died. Genos admitted his master had worked a miracle, though he still worried others would unfairly blame Saitama for the destruction, despite him saving every resident, before Saitama abruptly asked about their hero rankings and learned he jumped from 42nd to 5th, prompting Jenna's remark. Though Saitama deserved more credit, the Hero Association believed Genos and Metal Knight had destroyed the meteorite, right after Saitama learned about the threat level system, while Genos boasted that no threat could challenge him. Then Saitama's encouraging words moved Genos so much that he quickly jotted them in a notebook. But Saitama left alone to hunt threats, refusing Genos' help to avoid stealing the credit again, only to be called a fraud by Tank Top Tiger while scanning the city, prompting Tiger to summon his big brother. Saitama was falsely accused of taking credit for others' work, and when he asked who they were, Tank Top Tiger grew angry. Then Tank Top Black Hole schemed to turn the residents against him by shouting that Saitama had destroyed the city, causing the crowd to gather. The bully's plan succeeded, tricking everyone into hating him. And though Saitama couldn't believe they fell for the lies, they all turned on him as the villain. Genos discovered the hate messages and the angry crowd insulting Saitama, which Silverfang witnessed but ignored since he believed Saitama would face more hatred in the future. Just as the Tank Top brothers suddenly announced they would punish Saitama, only for Silverfang to stop them. After the Tank Top brothers performed their TikTok dances, only to stay stuck in Class B with no new followers, they fumed in frustration, while Tank Top Tiger was instantly beaten and tossed aside, and Tank Top Black Hole's attack failed before he confessed to lying. Then Saitama abruptly declared he'd wrecked the city, shrugged off all insults, told them to call him the villain if they wanted, and was only stopped when Genos intervened. Geno insisted he had never met anyone as remarkable as him and vowed to follow him no matter the opposition, while later, an octopus plotting world domination declared the Seafolk clan would take over the surface and demanded surrender. Yet, as Moomin Rider rushed to save the townspeople, Saitama encountered the monster first, played a squid game with it, and defeated it before Moomin Rider arrived, who only learned Saitama rose to rank 5 as more sea monsters surfaced, and a short figure with an oversized head shouted for help. Though the real issue was that the Sailor Clan had frightened them into planning a surface invasion until Class A hero Stinger abruptly arrived, prepared to fight, and they happily cheered him on, believing he would defeat the enemy, while Genos used his cyborg abilities to dry the dishes and told Saitama he had risen to rank 2 before suddenly asking his master if Saitama, yesterday, after Saitama had beaten a Class F monster but struggled to recall its name, TV reports revealed the creatures originated from Bikini Bottom and Moomin Valley. Ryder then left to defend the people, where they found Stinger, badly injured and scorned by SpongeBob's friends, who, despite his wounds, persisted in fighting the monsters until he finally... The Seafolk leader emerged and defeated Stinger, while Saitama and Genos were heading to City J, and Genos vowed to track the enemies afterward. Meanwhile, the Hero Association learned that Stinger and Moomin Rider were on the highway, where other heroes warned Stinger to retreat since Class C heroes couldn't handle it, while Deep Sea King walked the streets, drawing the attention of Lightning Max, who sensed danger behind him and instinctively attacked. Shocked to see the monster appear behind him, the enemy tried to flee but was instantly struck and hurled into a building, yet Max, knowing he couldn't win, activated his secret weapon only to lose and collapse unconscious, until a top-tier hero rescued him. Meanwhile, prisoners broke free. Sonic discovered heroes were imprisoned too, and learned Piri Piri was locked up for assaulting attractive men and forcing them to pick up soap, just as the Deep Sea King arrived alongside Piri Piri. The prisoner refused to forgive the enemy for scarring 2 men's handsome faces and seethed with rage, unable to accept that the enemy had forced him to ruin his boyfriend's sweater, while the ravenous Deep Sea King declared he'd turn his foe into a spicy Krabby Patty. Undaunted, the prisoner struck back, earning his opponent's admiration for his strength, though Sonic noticed he was only pretending to be tough despite his severe injuries. Sailor Moon transformed, but he only removed his clothes. Sonic was stunned to see him naked, while Piri Piri was confident he'd win with his angel-style form. Then the fight began, and Deep Sea King was attacked by the Piri Piri. Prisoner, Genos pinpointed the enemy but couldn't reach Saitama by phone, while Deep Sea King endured every attack, scorned the Piri Piri prisoner, and countered with a punch so powerful it knocked his opponent out, proving his strength was in another league before he used Piri Piri. Deep Sea King brutally used a prisoner as a punching bag, kicking him so hard he flew toward the moon, then taunted Sonic to fight him, so Sonic accepted, countering with a powerful kick. But Deep Sea King quickly unleashed a special ability, only for Sonic to dodge it effortlessly, mocking the monster as too weak to ever beat him, and easily evading another punch. Though Deep Sea King, now intrigued, ramped up his speed, transformed into a stronger form, and boasted about powering up. Just as Moomin Rider appeared nearby and encountered Saitama, who was searching for his missing friend, and asked if Moomin Rider had seen them. In the clip with Genos, Amai Mask, calling himself just a hobbyist hero, promotes his new song, saying it aims to inspire courage in heroes, while Sonic, under attack, tries to flee but is crushed by the faster Deep Sea King. Though Sonic escapes and encounters Genos during his retreat, he reports all heroes have been defeated, leaving Genos puzzled by Sonic's lack of clothes, as evacuated residents take shelter in a nearby building. The excited Deep Sea King stormed into the building, where a Class C hero then begged the monster to surrender and spare everyone in the room. But he refused and suddenly threatened to devour them all. Heroes introduced themselves, while Snake prepared to risk his life. Later, Moomin Rider tried to guide Saitama, who had spotted a naked man he assumed hadn't evacuated in time. Then Snake and his frightened friends appeared as the monster terrified them, with Saitama unable to locate the man and all heroes severely injured before Genos arrived. While talking on Moomin Rider's phone, Saitama told the Hero Association that Moomin Rider was heading to fight the monster and that he would handle the situation himself. Meanwhile, Genos struck the Deep Sea King with his cyborg-enhanced blast punch, launching him toward the moon and smashing a massive hole in a wall, amazing the crowd who assumed Genos had won and began celebrating, only for the Deep Sea King to ambush and severely injure him from behind after he lowered his guard. Later, the Hero Association discovered Saitama was a C-class hero. But, despite the board chairman's usual restrictions on such ranks, trusted him and sent the monster's location. Genos commanded all citizens to flee while he held off the Deep Sea King, who refused to let them escape, by charging in and striking first with a cyborg kick, then trading endless blows before landing a powerful uppercut, unleashing a fire barrage, and even leaping to blind the monster while pounding it with rapid machine gun punches. Yet the Deep Sea King endured every attack as a girl shouted encouragement. A girl was sprayed with acid, but Genos blocked it to shield her, causing his own body to melt. Then the Deep Sea King slammed him into the building's wall, looked down at him, and mocked him for dodging the attack, yet choosing to save the girl instead. Just as the monster turned to kill Genos, Moomin Rider appeared, fearlessly charging at him on his bike, though the attack failed, and the Deep Sea King, recalling him, though he knew he was too weak to make a real difference, he refused to stand by. He kept attacking the monster again, desperate to buy the citizens even a little more time, and his stubborn resolve made them believe he could actually win, so they all shouted encouragement until Moomin Rider, fueled by their faith, fought with. Just as he seemed to win, Saitama suddenly appeared and defeated him, praising his effort before noticing Genos was injured and growing concerned for his student, who was then struck by the Deep Sea King, though the attack failed to harm him, leaving the Deep Sea King stunned by his survival, while the crowd recognized Saitama as the same C-class rookie. Meanwhile, despite the Deep Sea King boasting he was the strongest, Saitama, bored, countered his attack. Genos already knew everyone would be stunned when his master defeated the opponent with a single blow, and the citizens soon realized that a mere C-class hero had won, though Saitama himself was let down by how dull the fight was. Meanwhile, below, Sonic returned for revenge only to find Deep Sea King already beaten, while in the days that followed, as Saitama headed home, he found a drone that Genos told him the heroes often used to receive fan mail. As Saitama opened his letter in the box Saitama, he was called a fraud, while Genos sadly recalled the Deep Sea King battle, where the crowd cheered Saitama's win, only for a heckler to claim the monsters were already weakened by earlier heroes, mock the fighters, and provoke a citizen into wanting to attack him, forcing Saitama to pretend to be a villain to pacify the crowd, which then fully believed the act. Genos knew Saitama was only faking villainy to protect the other heroes' reputations, and this made him admire his master even more for prizing peace over fame. Later, Saitama found a fan letter praising his heroism, learned he'd risen to rank 1, and was summoned by the Hero Association. The Hero Association praised him, offered him a promotion to B-class, which he accepted to close the gap with Genos, and answered a few more questions, though many doubted his strength, while some officials insisted he would one day surpass even the S-class heroes. Later, a furious Metal Knight appears, enraged. 2 wounded, a class heroes, who had read an article about Genos's Piri prisoners, then appeared just as the hero's reputation was in question. While he schemed to recruit the 2 boys as his followers, They fled, and that evening, after finding an article calling him a failure, Saitama, as Odin, now a B-class hero, prepared to eat, Moomin Rider invited him to dinner and congratulated his promotion, reminding him of their meeting days earlier, before Saitama learned Odin had written the letter while they all ate together and became friends. Weeks later, the seer Shibabawa foretold a monster that would destroy the world. And soon after, a frozen beast in the mountains thawed and awoke to wreak havoc. Humanity Godzilla stormed the city, seeking domination, until the Hero Association struck with missiles that failed, forcing them to deploy a fighter jet carrying Heroine Tornado, who flew straight. The still weak Godzilla asked who she was, but Tornado ignored him and returned to base, leaving Godzilla furious at being called a weirdo while she was irritated by his interruption of her call. When Godzilla tried stomping her, she dodged, and after he prepared to fire a laser beam, she crushed it with a meteorite from space. While elsewhere, Silverfang demonstrated his martial arts, offering to teach the two visitors, Saitama and Genos, who showed no interest, provoking Silverfang's student with their dismissive attitude. After discovering that his top student, Garou, had lost control and severely injured all the strongest students, Silverfang admitted Saitama was stronger, but just as a Hero Association employee arrived with news of a new dragon-level threat, Genos asked his master to join him, and Saitama, having nothing else to do, agreed. Upon reaching HQ, Silverfang was met by Atomic Samurai, introduced Saitama, and predicted he would soon. Saitama arrived to find her complaining about a B-class hero being brought along, while he noticed a small child in the building and assumed she might have lost her parents. And as nearly all the S-class heroes gathered for the meeting, Genos realized how serious this. All S-class heroes from ranks 2 to 17 arrived, except for ranks 1 and 6. Then Saitama, parched with thirst, asked if he could get some tea. Just then, the Hero Association's board chairman entered, warning that a threat had emerged capable of killing every S-class hero, and when he asked if anyone feared for their life and wished to leave, no one did, though Tornado soon started bickering with another hero before the group was told that the legendary seer Madame Shibabawa had died, choking on a piece of gum, while Puri, prisoner clarified she had been a seer who foresaw world ending. Dasters. The chairman then revealed the most dangerous prophecy she had written on paper. It warned that Earth would face a crisis. Within 6 months, a dragon or monster beyond the highest threat level would reach Earth, making the heroes realize the situation was dire, and the building shook violently. And though they knew destruction was coming, they didn't know when, until the Hero Association's HQ came under attack as Sky King, aiming to conquer Earth with his family, watched in shock as his children were crushed like insects. Then Earth faced the Death Star, and the association's chairman realized the catastrophe had arrived just before a terrified boy, saved by his father, stared in disbelief at the massive alien spaceship and a 5-headed alien that lunged to kill them, only for a hero, dodging just in time, to intervene, declaring himself Atomic Samurai's student before striking the monster, while Silverfang later discovered the building's fate as the world teetered on 99% destruction. While Metal Knight had built it and thus it wasn't destroyed, the heroes aimed to head outside, and Genos spotted Saitama already moving toward the enemy, only for Saitama to be suddenly attacked. Though he deflected the strike, but as more cannonballs were fired at him, and he sent one back, the multi-headed alien, the villain, hammered the hero severely, sneered at him, split his own body apart, and was suddenly chopped into fragments by Samurai Atomic, only for his student to warn that the monster could regenerate. Though caught off guard, it reformed, delighting the enemy who relished a tough fight but doubted his foes could win, until a team of S-class heroes arrived, eager to crush the Puripuri prisoner, who refused to. Meanwhile, the Hero Association struggled to evacuate everyone, as Genos and another team of S-class heroes prepared to fight the boss, Ronnie Coleman, who suddenly asked King to join them, only for King to refuse, saying he couldn't fly, which angered Tornado. Then, Saitama appeared and effortlessly defeated an alien general trying to stop him before destroying the entire enemy spaceship while searching for the boss, who waited for his challenger, unaware that Lord Boros was already heading toward the chaos on his own ship, while Gary, shocked that a single intruder had defeated all there. Commanders feared Boros would blame him for the failure after Saitama wiped out all surveillance cameras. Boro told everyone not to panic, certain his elite warriors would stop the intruder. Then we saw the spaceship appear, while reports confirmed all main roads to the city were closed, leaving many residents shocked and frightened by the alien ship, which was how Sonic first learned of the powerful enemy. After hearing the radio, we saw that he felt an urge to fight afterward, while Puri prisoner, exhausted from his battle with Melzigard, who had regenerated despite all the attacks, planned another strike, but Silverfang blocked it, forced Melzigard back, and enraged him into sending part of his body to order the ship to drop bombs, though Metal Bat intervened. He abandoned his plan and instead played baseball with the flying head before Gary abruptly alerted him to an intruder on the ship, urging him to finish the fight quickly and assist, though the Metal Bat kept pressing forward to destroy while Melzigard's guard held firm. The other heroes concentrated their secret combat techniques on its main body. Although Samurai Atomic's disciples pushed for retreat, no one listened, fixed on defeating the enemy to ensure survival. Melzigard was commanded to return to the ship at once, but was occupied after being attacked from all directions, while Gary, surprised by the humans' unexpected strength, reported that Saitama had already wiped out half the crew, prompting Melzigard to order his ally to bomb his position. Immediately after, Melzigard's head was sliced in half, leaving him stunned that the invader had nearly annihilated everyone, until after defeating the enemy by exposing its weak point, Samurai Atomic slashed it down for the final blow, while Saitama, warned that destroying the ship further would kill Gary, ignored the threat, saw through the lie, and suddenly burst through a door into the control room. Gary tried to frighten him by using a Snapchat filter to alter his appearance into an alien soldier, the same one who had bombed the area, claiming his superior hadn't responded because they were in the bathroom. But since Saitama showed no fear, he then attempted to kill him with gravity powers, which failed to affect Saitama at all. The alien, whose name was Mob Psycho, believed Saitama was dead after his strong telekinetic strike, found the rock thrown at him insulting, and hurled it back at Gary's head. He also demanded the soldiers tell him where their boss was, while Child Emperor discovered that as the crisis worsened and not all citizens could be evacuated, with one too exhausted to move, Moomin Rider arrived to rescue him, just as an alien fired the ship's artillery, allowing the heroes to destroy more marbles before facing heavy bombardment, leaving Melser. The bomb abruptly halted when Tornado intervened. Using her telepathy, she deflected the bombs back and destroyed the enemy ship, leaving the Hero Association stunned by her power, after which Moomin Rider appeared, attempting to evacuate as many people as possible before Max appeared suddenly with a lightning strike and offered to help Moomin Rider on his slow mission, so the heroes fought back bravely, and Silverfang even destroyed another marble. Yet just as the enemy had one head left, a hit knocked Silverfang out. Melzigard, the strongest of the group, still despised humanity and was about to reveal his full power when Lord Boros, seated on his throne, sensed a powerful enemy approaching. Suddenly, Saitama burst through the door, appearing before the alien warlord, his dangerous aura making Boros recognize him as Earth's mightiest warrior, filling him with excitement for the battle as he demanded to know Saitama's name. Boro told Lord that he had visited countless universes because a prophecy foretold he would one day face a mighty rival, then suddenly struck him, declaring he must never destroy planets out of boredom, though Boro survived Saitama's powerful punch. Saitama was stunned afterward when Boro unleashed his true form and transformed. Saitama faced the universe's strongest alien in his perfect form, yet even that failed to impress him. Before their battle began, with Earth's mightiest hero dodging attacks and briefly trading blows until he crushed his foe with a single punch, leaving the alien missing an arm, Boros then praised Saitama's power, earning mutual respect, while elsewhere Tank Top. The moment he blocked the ship like a massive boulder, Tornado snapped that he was in her way, wounding his pride, then used her telekinesis to demolish the vessel alone, terrifying the crew, while Drive Knight, impressed by her power, announced he would leave for home, but first planned to warn Genos about Metal Knight, calling him an enemy. Just as with a villain's laugh, Atomic boasted he could already taste victory, until Silverfang recovered from the attack, slashed his body, and blocked Melzigard's attempt to regenerate, then destroyed his final marble. While Atomic admitted Silverfang was far stronger than expected for an old man, and the other heroes celebrated their win by planning to destroy the alien ship, Moomin Rider evacuated the last civilians, and Saitama battled his opponent, Lord Boros, who fought all out, slamming Saitama through multiple walls without injuring him, before Boros resorted to a dropkick, sending their fight outside. Boros admitted he was stunned because no one had ever lasted so long against his attacks, until Saitama took an Iron Man laser blast that destroyed the entire ship, then delivered a powerful strike, leaving Boros utterly confident in victory since his species was the strongest in the universe and had never lost. Saitama grew irritated at his opponent's endless chatter, provoking Lord Boros into unleashing his ultimate attack, which obliterated most of his own forces, before demonstrating Rock Lee-inspired techniques and unlocking the 8th gate, slamming Saitama into the moon, where he landed looking bored, before suddenly he was forced back to Earth, where he briefly toyed with a moonstone before flying to his ship, only for Saitama to land abruptly on it, weakening his enemy. Meanwhile, the heroes assumed Tornado had downed the vessel, but Boros, furious, struck Saitama again with full force, only to be shoved back when Saitama countered by hiding in his stomach, then shattered Boros's body, though he regrew stronger and unleashed a final. When Saitama deflected his own laser beam back with a serious punch, he defeated the enemy, saved the world, and then told Boros he was truly strong, leaving Boros thrilled to have met him, aware Saitama hadn't even used his full power, and convinced he was the universe's strongest being before the collapsing spaceship forced Genos and the other heroes to flee, stunned by Silverfang's speed as desperate crew members crashed to the ground. A mask arrived, furious at the ruined city, and demanded Metalbat explain what had happened. When the hero replied that an alien ship had appeared and they had already dealt with it, My Mask grew furious at what he saw as their failure, insulting them, so Samurai Atomic charged at him, defending that they had done their best, only for My Mask to call them pathetic, then rage again over the pop idol's absence before an escape pod suddenly crashed down from the sky. Metal Knight arrived on his own and ignored them, so Genos asked why he hadn't helped, while Metal Knight revealed he came to develop stronger weapons using alien tech. Meanwhile, a mystic mask taunted the heroes, and Ronnie Coleman then killed the last surviving aliens despite their pleas, leaving Ronnie stunned as he responded. Genos later understood that his mask had been controlling him before meeting his master, and that Saitama still hadn't come back, so he worried Saitama might have left, while Tornado, puzzled why a Class B hero was on the ship, grew angry when Genos ignored her to go home and called her spoiled. Brat was suddenly hurled into a rock, and just as she intended to attack Saitama too, Silverfang intervened, leaving Saitama concerned because Genos was trapped in the rock. Days later, everyone discovered City A had been destroyed in a single day, while Metal Knight, using alien tech, had reinforced the Hero Association's headquarters. But soon after, reports emerged of a massive monster in City Z, where Pluton nearly crushed a child before Genos rescued them in time, only for Saitama to arrive and defeat all foes with a single blow. He felt disappointed that he could once again